I have an absolute ton of sketchbooks, and some of them I've bought, some of them have been gifts, some of them are full, some of them aren't. But over the last few weeks, I've really enjoyed watching other people go through their sketchbooks, so I figured I'd go through one of mine. This sketchbook here was made from old printer paper, the old-fashioned style that would go in the back of your printer and you would have to rip off the perforated pieces as it came out. I've been called a pack rat by more than one person, but I couldn't help but think that something could be done with this paper instead of just having it thrown out at the office. So I glued some covers on and made something out of it. These sketches were just made to pass time, and I really enjoyed doing it, so I figured I'd go through it. The vast majority of them in here are just done with ballpoint pens. Some of them, like this one, have some colored pencil or marker associated with it. So we've got a really handsome fella here and a Boba Fett. Another handsome guy there. And this, I've got another sketchbook that's full of these little guys. I call them derfs, mostly because I can't draw Smurfs well. So I make those. I like drawing those a lot. Oh, this guy here, my son asked me to draw a picture of one of the wrestlers that he likes. So this fellow's called The Fiend, so that's who that is. Then just a little pan guy here with sitting on a rock, as he does with a bird that lives in his hair. One of my favorite comic book characters, even though I don't care for the movies, is Batman. So there's a page of Batman folks there. A lot of the pages in any of my sketchbooks, this one in particular, just have, random drawings in it. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. This was from around Valentine's Day. A cherub and a squirrel. I really like these little things that just kind of pop out of nowhere. Just little guy. This guy has his brain in a jar. It's fun. Groundhog Day. He was very unhappy that fellow was bothering him. One of my favorite movies, Spaceballs. This drawing didn't come out very well, but I really, really like that movie a lot. Much like the guy with the brain in a jar on his head, this clown's head is a balloon. Again, another page of things that I don't care for at all, but a lot of times what will happen is I get a little piece of something that I like or that I'm interested in, so I'll work it up a little bit more. This one just has a little bit of colored pencil in it, but I liked that one so much that, yeah, I did a couple more of them on the back of the next page there. Just things. Political things. The Buff Baby. He's kind of cool. I liked him. This came out of nowhere, really. It was just a doodle that I had started by just drawing a circle, and then it turned into a Rudolph nose. But as I'm drawing it, my brain just started racing, and I've got a whole story that I think I want to work up with this character, Rudolph the Destroyer, and kind of juxtaposing, some Conan the Barbarian stuff with some Halloween stuff, with Christmas stuff. I really like that. Octopus, I like him a lot too. This isn't colored pencil, this is alcohol markers. I'd never used alcohol markers before, and they're usually fairly expensive, but I ordered a whole set of them for about $15 and decided to give them a try. So yeah, I really like the alcohol markers. I'm probably going to do a lot more with those. This is a zombie guy that I did some more with the markers, and I really liked seeing how I could put all the different greens in that together, make some shadows in that. A lot more illustrative, I guess, but really, really fun. I like those. Oh, this guy. This guy is what I call a health, and he is going to be in the same story as him. And the Helves are just these evil spawn that use the mythology of Christmas to cause all sorts of havoc. And Rudolph the Destroyer is going to come and put an end to it. I love Halloween stuff, and I love putting creepy stuff together with Christmas stuff, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I might actually do a whole sketchbook of just those, and along with that same theme, here's a creepy Christmas tree. I really like that. Really like that. SpongeBob. Just more sketches going, filling up the book. I like that guy. Some of the stuff in here works, some of it doesn't. And my favorite cartoon when I was a kid was Scooby-Doo. And that is Shaggy, and he's my favorite character from Scooby-Doo. From sure. Now these sketches here, these sketches are from a video game called Dragon's Lair. This game came out in the 80s when I was a kid. And the only place in town that had this video game was a skate rink. And at the skate rink, this game was the only one that was 50 cents instead of a quarter. And I put all of my quarters into this game. It's about a knight, Dirk, who's trying to save the princess from all the evil folks and bad guys, including this dragon. Singe, I think his name was Singe. And I love when, even though you hated to lose your quarters, when Dirk would die, he would turn into a skeleton and fall into a pile of bones. And the game looked really, really cool. I loved it. And this is Dirk here, and, you know, very much to speak to his personality, he's preoccupied here with this little spider in spite of the looming danger behind him. Yeah, I like that one too a lot. Yesterday was Friday the 13th, and it's also March, so of course we have a St. Patrick's Day themed page of Jason Voorhees and leprechauns wearing hockey masks. And as everyone's well aware, we're in the midst of a pandemic currently, so along with that, Jason Voorhees is very, very upset that there is no one in the cabin for him to stab because the camp is closed. Social distancing. But he was fairly lucky because he was fortunate enough in these trying times to have toilet paper. Indeed he was. This morning, finishing up the book, we watched Edward Scissorhands, so a couple little sketches of Edward there. And then the last page has a creepy clown on it because people are scared of those, and I think that's hilarious. So that is the sketchbook that I made. Right there. Done.